Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our latest video, Alleluia, by Leonard Cohen.
But don't go anywhere, we have another...
I
know what you're thinking. How can a busy manager...
The ceremony will begin in about 5 minutes. Welcome. Will all the graduates please rise? Will you please rise for the national anthem? Good evening. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2020-2021. Welcome to all who are with us tonight and those who are watching online to the Early College Eastern Applied Science and Technology High School graduation ceremony of 2020-2021. It is my pleasure to recognize the following people for attending our graduation ceremony. Miss Naomi Clark, Board of Education. Dr. Tasha Giggs, Assistant Superintendent, Academic Services, Central Services. Mr. Stacy Lee, Chief Officer for Systems and Operations. And Ms. Holly Tolston, Director of Career and Technical Education. Thank you all for coming and being with us tonight. Now, as we turn our attention to the graduating class of 2021, during this unique and challenging school year, we must acknowledge the support you receive from your parents, grandparents, and guardians for supporting you during this time. Graduates, give your parents a round of applause. Additionally, I would like to thank the Early College East staff for the extra effort they have put in during this time to help make this possible for your success and for the future. As you embarked on this journey 5 years ago, you have persevered through a devastating hurricane, a pandemic, and many educational learning transitions to meet this goal. The time now is to accept your next challenge or goal, whether that's post-secondary education, the military, or entering the workforce. You are prepared for the future. We as the staff of Early College East would like to say that it has been our pleasure to be along with you during this time. One last thing. I have a quote from Oprah Winfrey. The more you praise and celebrate life, the more there is in life to celebrate. We now have a guest speaker who would like to address you at this time. I'm delighted to introduce one of your former teachers while here at Early College East High School, Mrs. Allison Stromer. Allison is a native of Jones County and has been in education for 14 years. She has taught math, English at Early College East for 6 years and currently teaches English 3 and English 4 at Craven Early College, where she is the teacher ambassador for the 2021 school year. Ms. Stromer has a 5-year-old son named Aiden, who is the light of her world. She is working on her master's degree at UNC Greensboro in instructional technology. Please welcome her with a round of applause.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? Is that better? Good evening, graduates, families, educators. Tonight we are here to celebrate an amazing group of students who have been through so much during their early college career. They have dealt with a major hurricane, flood, global pandemic, and loss. And yet they have gotten through these moments with determination and grace. So before I even begin, I want to tell those of you sitting before me now how proud we are of all of you. The class of 2021, for persevering through some unimaginable times. I am honored and humbled to be invited to be your guest speaker tonight, and I'm grateful to be able to see you all walk across the stage in a few minutes. You are the last of the classes I taught at ECE and will forever be in my heart. For those of you who don't know me, I was the Math 1 teacher at ECE and the supervisor of the World Dynamics class during most of their freshman school year. I had the privilege of seeing most of them twice a day for an entire year. Twice a day. We laughed and we learned together and shared some amazing memories that year. I may not have been here the whole time that they've been at ECE, but I've never been far. And I will always be there for this awesome, awe-inspiring group of students, future graduates. For those of you who do know me, you know that I love music. I'm always listening to or singing something, not well, mind you, because the words speak to me and the melodies soothe my soul. I'm sure many of you are music lovers and have certain songs you listen to when you are in certain moods. We all have our happy songs, our sad songs, our get-pumped songs. In the words of Johnny Depp, music touches us emotionally where words alone can't. When I was asked to give the graduation speech this year, I had to get my music out and get in the right mindset before I started writing. And as I listened to Hamilton, because we all know a musical can get your creative juices flowing, I started really listening to the words. I realized that some of the advice I want to give to you tonight has already been given through many of the songs we've listened to, and decided to make you my own, or your own, Class of 2021 playlist. Now bear with me, for some of these songs may be considered old, weird, or both. But I chose these songs to help me express the lessons I want you to take with you when you leave this room tonight. Hans Christian Andersen said, "Where words fail, music speaks." I hope these songs speak to you tonight. To begin, I will use the song My Shot from the musical Hamilton. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing. The song begins with, "I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot." The song goes on to talk about how Hamilton and his friends are, as he says, young, scrappy, and hungry. and they're ready to fight to free America from England and prove themselves, to raise their stations, if you will, and become people of importance. First and foremost, I want all of you to know that you are important. You have nothing to prove to us, only to yourselves. We as parents, family members, educators, are already proud of you and know what you are capable of. It is you alone that you have to prove these things to take your shot and all the opportunities that life has to offer. But remember, to take your shot, don't just wait for it, like Aaron Burr does in the musical. Sometimes chances will pass you by and you will lose your shot if you don't take them. Just make sure that your shot is worth taking. Sometimes you will take your shot and not get the girl, not get the job, not get that promotion. And that's okay. Some things aren't meant to be. In Garth Brooks' song, Unanswered Prayers, he says, "Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man upstairs that just because he doesn't answer doesn't mean he don't care." Not my words, I'm an English teacher. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. And what he means by this is that sometimes you don't get your way because you just weren't meant to. It doesn't mean you weren't worthy enough for those things, but it normally means that something better is out there for you. You didn't get this girl because the right girl hasn't come along yet. The job you didn't get was just because a better one was just around the corner. That promotion didn't happen because you were going to get offered a new job with better pay. Sometimes better is not around the corner. And in these moments, self-reflection is important. What are you doing to earn that promotion? Do you have the right qualifications for that job? Self-reflect, make changes, do better. Your time will come. Kenny Rogers says in his song, The Gambler, that you've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. So let's think about these words. What does it mean to know when to hold 'em, to fold 'em? Yes, The Gambler is a song talking about poker, but the lessons about the game can be applied to our lives as well. To hold cards during the game of poker means that you're going to keep them, to play them. These are the cards you have been dealt in life, and you do the best you can with them. To hold your hand, or to fold your hand, pardon me, is to get rid of your cards, to quit the game. And when you quit something, you can either walk away or run. You walk away from situations that are losing situations, where things are not worth doing or fighting for. To run is to get as far away from a situation as possible. And these are the times where you are doing what is best for you. Maybe it's quitting a job that isn't right for you, or ending a toxic relationship. Know your worth and do what is best for you. In the words of Desiree in You Gotta Be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. These words are blurring together, guys. There are times you're going to need to be bad, bold, and wiser. This means to be smart about your choices, proud of these choices, and do your best at all times. Then sometimes you have to be hard, tough, stronger. These are the times where things have gone wrong, and at those times you must lift your head up, stand up, and keep going. Be strong, be brave, but be you. Sometimes you have to be cool, calm, and stay together, which in the moment may seem hard, but you are capable of staying calm and collected through these hard times, these uncomfortable times. Being irrational or extra, as you guys say, doesn't get you anywhere. Sometimes being extra makes things worse. Your first reaction may be to fly off the handle, but take a step back, think about it, and make a game plan before acting on something. You'll be glad you did. Regret is a hard thing to get over. Desiree also says in this song to herald what your mother said, read the books your father read. And these lines mean to listen to your parents. I know that's so uncool. I know you think they're older and just don't understand where you're coming from, but they have been there. They have faced many of the opportunities and obstacles you're going to face in your life as well. And they really have good advice if you'll only listen. But the song also says to try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time, meaning that only you can make the decision that is best for you. And sometimes it takes people longer than others to make decisions or to get where they want to be in life. And that's fine. Life isn't a race, and you're not competing with anyone but yourself. In Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby's dad was not right when he said, if you're not first, you're last. He even tells you later in the movie that that school of thought is stupid, and that there are many places you can end up, first, second, third, fifth, and fourth. I didn't skip it. It's there. So don't worry about what she has that you don't have, or what he makes and how little you make, because their lives aren't your life. And on a related note, just because someone else's life looks perfect on social media doesn't mean that it is. We only post our happy, exciting moments online, not our problems. And we all have problems. Don't compare your life to someone else's highlight reel. Be happy with what you have. And if you're not happy with what you have, remember the words of Jimmy Cliff. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. In order to succeed, you must try your best and continue trying even when there are setbacks. Cliff says the word try 21 times in his song because your effort is what makes you successful. Put in the amount of effort needed to succeed. And if the amount is more than you thought you had in you, know that you are capable of more than you realize. If what you're working so hard to succeed doesn't happen in your chosen timeline, that's okay. Don't be upset about it, and don't let it get you down. Don't shut down if it happens. As Lecrae says in his song, I'll Find You, they say don't get bitter, get better. I'm working on switching them letters. Again, English teacher wouldn't say that in that way. But it is a powerful line. Don't get bitter, get better. Don't get bitter because things haven't gone your way. Become a better version of yourself. Put forth the effort to do more, achieve more, to better yourself and become greater than you already are. Life doesn't stay the same. It's ever changing, and you should be too. Change isn't the end of the world, and it isn't always bad. Just strive to be your best self and be proud of yourself. Lecrae also says, they say fear haunts and pain hates. I say pain strengthens and fear drives faith. Which is a great way to look at fear and pain. Yes, they suck. But you learn from them, grow from them, and become a better version of yourself because of them. You have to learn how to let things go, to move on, to not be bogged down by the weight of past experiences or mistakes. And speaking of mistakes, make them. I don't mean do them on purpose. Please don't do that. But they're inescapable. They're inevitable. And as long as you learn from them, you won't repeat them. You aren't perfect, and that's totally fine. But you're not a failure because you make a mistake. Accept responsibility and the consequences thereafter with humility and grow from those experiences. Remember that even though mistakes happen, we aren't going to love you less because of them. In the chorus of the song, I'll Find You, Tori Kelly reminds you to just hang on or just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end, but when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and I'll find you. In this song and the song You Will Be Found from the musical Dear Evan Hansen, they point out that you're not alone. and that there is always someone here to help you. Evan Hansen goes on to say, even when the dark comes crashing through, even when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken and on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, because you'll reach out and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. These two songs remind us that even in the darkest of times, we are not alone. Never, ever feel like you have to deal with things by yourself. All you have to do is look around this room, look next to you, look behind you, and you know that you're not alone. There's always someone who will be there for you. But remember that you need to be there for them as well. New Radical's message to us, and you get what you give, is that you've got the music in you. Don't let go. You've got the music in you. One dance left. This world is gonna pull through. Don't give up. You've got a reason to live. Can't forget, we only get what we give. You only get back from this life what you put into it. Make meaningful, lasting relationships and foster them. Remember to give back to those who help you. And help those who are in need. Be philanthropic. Be kind to one another and put out good vibes so that good vibes come back to you. My next song for good, which is almost my last one, I promise, is from another musical, Wicked. This song is sung at many graduations because of the message it sends from one graduate to another. It's about how your lives are different because you've had each other. The two main verses go something like this. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us to most grow, if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now, whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. It very well may be that after the exams, after you receive your diplomas, you will not see each other again. But you are who you are because you were chosen to attend Early College East. You are who you are because of the people who were chosen to be here with you. Fate brought you together because each of you had a lesson to teach the other. And you need to make sure that you tell each other how much you appreciate those lessons before you leave. Exchange emails, get that Snapchat name, add each other on Facebook if you're old enough to use that. Connect on Insta. Find a way to connect with someone else in this room before you leave each other for good. Sometimes when we lose ourselves, the best way to find ourselves again is to connect with someone who knows who we really are and where we come from. Someone who can understand our experiences. Once you leave here, you'll make new friends, have new experiences, learn new lessons. But one day you'll look back on these days and miss these good old days. Keep this support system alive and talk to each other when you need to. You are, after all, a family. My last song is a country song by Rascal Flatts, and it's entitled My Wish. It encompasses my wish for all of you before you cross the stage, after you cross the stage, when you leave this room and throw that cap. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I want you to experience all that life has to offer, to learn what happiness is and live it, to have and to achieve your dreams. I want you to get through the tough times that are sure to come so that you can appreciate the good times that will also follow, and not take them for granted. I want you to one day feel as proud of someone as your families feel about you right now. I wish all of these things for you deserve them and so much more. Before I leave the podium, I want to ask you to reach under your chairs and pull out the card that's taped there. So every graduate should have one. And I have extras because Staples made a lot of them. You will see a link and QR code on one side and the list of songs I've mentioned tonight on the other. I put these songs and a few more on a Spotify playlist just for you to commemorate this night and all of your accomplishments. We can't wait to see what you accomplish next. Thank you.
Next, we have one of your fellow graduates of the class of 2021. Will address her fellow graduates. Please welcome Miss Myra McPherson to the stage.
So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Myra. Along with being a student, I'm now the former president of NHS for early college. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to speak tonight because I wasn't amongst the super seniors, and not a lot of us seniors graduate early, but I do want to congratulate all of us that are here today. So, I didn't know what I wanted to talk about either, the student population, academics, or the impacts of COVID that we went through. But I think something that we can all relate to is when we first started out, or when I first started out here at early college, I started to realize the stereotypes that were going around this school. So whenever you discuss that you go to an early college to a non-early college student or parent, they would put you on some type of pedestal, and this is how the conversation would go. Then you'd be like, oh, you're smart, or you go to the smart person's school. Well, yeah, that is true, but we're just like any other student, just taking all college classes. Or we're just like any other high school, just without all the drama or the sports. But we worked really hard to be where we are, so don't compare us to a regular high school student. So throughout these years, we've seen staff come and go, like Miss Stromer. We're such a small population that we have all had a relationship with the teacher, something that can be really special to us. So I want to shout out all the faculty that has been here for us through these past few years and seen us grow. I want to shout out the family and friends that are here as well, that probably had to fight over the 5 tickets that we got this year. But my specific shout out goes to Miss Carol Downing. I think she's here, over there. She is my school mom, probably for a lot of you as well, and I'm her daughter, as she would say. So, her and I have had a very close relationship these past few years, and it goes a little bit beyond school. She knows what I'm talking about. But, you could go to her for anything. She's probably everyone's favorite, actually. You could go to her for some motivation or a personal talk, to exchange compliments on something pink that she's wearing. Or you could get a new computer charger because you lost yours and you don't want to have to pay for a replacement, but you know that you can find it somewhere in your house. Yeah, she's probably definitely everyone's favorite because she couldn't assign homework. But I know that I'm her favorite, and it'll probably continue that way because there's not a day that I don't see her and she doesn't tell me that I don't look like her grandbabies. So she'll always have a piece of me when I leave. But yeah, so none of you can compete with me when it comes to Miss Downing. Miss Downing wasn't just my favorite teacher. She definitely, from the moment I stepped in early college, she represented the black community at our school. You know, our ratio is very small, so we're basically a school in a place that nobody's really heard of, Havelock, North Carolina. But we've all been through a lot these past few years with COVID and everything, and we can admit some good that's come out of it, but I just want to remind everybody the peace that is at stake for our society, and I think that we should keep in mind other people's emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental well-being, and prioritize that. And even if you feel like you would make a tiny impact on something, don't sit back and be quiet, because it will only contribute to the problem, and that just makes things worse. So I'm sure you've heard it before, but your voice can become something bigger than you've ever imagined. And so I wish everyone good luck on their future endeavors and the changes that you choose to make. Thank you.
Now we're going to get to some of the fun parts. We're going to learn about some scholarships. We would now like to recognize the recipients of the scholarships of the 2021 school year. As the student name is called, please rise at your seat to be recognized. Lanasia Beckton. Meredith Impact Scholarship Award to astounding high school students who will be attending Meredith College. Aliyah Bell. Fayetteville State University Merit Scholarship, UNC Asheville Merit Scholarship, and Western Carolina Merit Scholarship. All scholarships awarded by the university to the outstanding high school students. Delta Sigma Theta Scholarship. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is a community service-based organization that provides scholarships to deserving students. And the Military Order of the Purple Heart, Colonel Jerry Marvel Scholarship. The Jerry Marvel Scholarship was created by and named for Colonel Jerry Marvel, an aviator who was shot down over the North Vietnam and who was a prisoner of war for 6.5 years. Colonel Marvel remained on active duty after his release and became involved with educating Marines. Serving for 30 years after retirement, he continued with the education of Marines at Cherry Point. As a member of the Chapter 639 of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, he was instrumental in forming the chapter scholarship program. For the past 18 years, the chapter has awarded a scholarship to a graduating senior at each of the 12 high schools it serves. It is with this pleasure that Chapter 639 of the Military Order of the Purple Heart awards this year's scholarship to Aliyah Bell for Early College East High School. Abby Daniels, Leaders Save Lives Scholarship awarded by the American Red Cross for outstanding service promoting and organizing blood drives on the campus of Early College East. Ian Murphy. Charles and Joanna Glasgow Scholarship awarded to outstanding students pursuing engineering at East Carolina University. Nathan Rodney, go ahead. Appalachian's Excellent Scholarship awarded to outstanding high school students who will attend Appalachian State University. Alyssa Sailing, Albert H. Banger Scholarship. Each spring, the Board of Education accepts applications for the qualified seniors for the A.H. Banger Scholarship and Loan Program. I would like to share with you the history of the Albert Hubbard Banger and share how the school system was fortunate enough to be a benefactor of his fund. Albert Hubbard Banger was born in New Bern in 1873 and died in 1944 at the age of 71. He attended New Bern Public Schools and went on to receive his higher education at Trinity College, now Duke University. Albert Banger was always publicly spirited, and his generosity was known by many young people to whom he supplied money to attend school. Long before his death, he planned to concentrate his property to the education of training and deserving young people. His will states that the purpose of the gifts was to establish a fund from which money shall be loaned so such boys and girls as said Board of Trustees or successors shall deem deserving and in the need of pecuniary assistance in acquiring suitable education in schools, colleges, universities, trade, business, professional or technical education institutions. All such loans to be made upon the promise of the borrower in writing to repay some within a reasonable time to be fixed by said board. My reason for requiring prepayment of the board so loan and restricting the use of said fund to loans to worthy students is my desire to keep said fund intact so the benefits may be perpetrated. I'm happy to share with you this year's A.H. Banger Scholarship recipient for Early College East, Alyssa Sailing. Justin Trent. John Harper Scholarship awarded to outstanding high school students who will be attending Barton College. Make sure I'm not pulling that off. Ty Williamson, Army National Guard Scholarship. Ty will be enlisted in the Army National Guard and attending East Carolina University. The National Guard will cover the cost of tuition and provide a monthly stipend. This concludes our scholarships. But before we recognize our 2021 graduates, we would like to take a moment to remember two tragically and unexpectedly passed away during his sophomore year at Early College. Sorry. The members of his class and the staff of Early College East have continued to cherish his memory and would like to honor him today by presenting an honorary diploma in his name to his family. Would the family of Tuong please come to the stage to receive this honor? Well, are you ready? Is this what you've been waiting for? for us to honor the graduating class of 2021 by sharing your pictures and future plans. As each of your graduate names, we read each of them and they proceed to the stage for their diploma. Would the Group A graduates please line up for your diploma? To my right, there are dots. Devin Allen Baker. Lenasia Ravion Becton. Alaya Adia Bell. Make sure you turn. Vernon Hendrick Burdick. Congratulations. Dorothy Abigail Daniels. Elias Daniel Dennis. Congratulations. Madison Rose Deniston. Teron Mason Donnelly. James Alexander Edwards. Zachary Joseph Farnham. Group B may now go to the center, to the dots to receive their diploma. Center aisle. Diego Arturo Garcia. You turn so you get their picture. William Charles Haggerty III. Eden Nicole Hancock. Caitlin Emily Johnson. Congratulations. Chayton Valadoran Knapp. Yep. Timberland Ince McIlvain. Sorry, I probably blew it. Myra Monet McPherson. Ian Grant Murphy. Samantha Rafaela Perrin. Will Group C please line up? Haley Michelle Price. Nathan William Rodney. Rebecca Christie Rubenecker. Alyssa Cheyenne Sailing. Franklin Ian Samuel. Benjamin Everett Thomas Scholler. Glad you're here. Justin Patrick Trent. Thomas Kyle Williams. Tyler Evan Williamson. Taylor David Witten. Will the graduating class of Early College East, Eastern Applied Science and Technology please rise? You may now turn your tassels. I now present the class of 2021. Again, congratulate all of our graduates and congratulations. This concludes our ceremony.